I have added the video below. I learned last week, can't put it in the demonstration, so I'm going to put that link below for your song of today. However, let me talk about it. Today I want to talk to you about Los Mariachi. Ay, ay, ay. Right, Los Mariachi, you've probably heard them. Aquí tenemos un grupo de mariachi, otro grupo de mariachi, tres grupos de mariachi y cuatro grupos de mariachi. You're probably very familiar with them. I hope so. If you're not, let's learn a little bit more. Los mariachis are a famous symbol of Mexico. Mexico music, Mexico culture. Everyone immediately, when you see mariachis, you're like, oh, Mexico, right? Mariachi is Mexico. Been a part of Mexico a lot of years. Back in 1519, Hernan Cortez, you my history buffs, you might know this. If you don't, listen up, new history for you. Hernan Cortez, who was a Spanish man, came over to what we now know of as Mexico. He arrived in Mexico, and with him, he brought musicians. Por supuesto, of course. He brought musicians. His musicians had the harp, they had the vihuela, they had other music. They were able to sing for him, and that was a part of the beginning of when Mexico was discovered through the Spanish world, at least European-wise. And when they came here, they came to people that were already very musical. They had plenty of instruments here too. However, combining the Mexican instruments that they had, the new Spanish instruments, as well as once we had slavery in Mexico, which was a horrible thing. However, one thing the slaves brought with them was amazing music from Africa. All of our awesome percussion, thank you to Africa, and that's a big part of mariachi music is that percussion beat and some of the things that they bring. So that music has been around for a long time. However, the music that we think of when we think of mariachi music, that typical mariachi sound, has only been around since the 1800s. So mariachi music is famous from the western side of Mexico. This is like where they say the cradle of it, where it began was over on this side of Mexico. Hernan Cortez came over 1519 over to this side. So it took a while for the music to come over here and mesh together to the amazing mariachi music we have today. So 1800s we started hearing that sound. But they didn't start wearing uniforms until 1910. Don't worry, they were still clothed. They just were wearing whatever clothes. They were just a band wearing whatever they wore. But in 1910, just after the big war in Mexico, that was the big revolution in Mexico of 1910, and after that, the groups wanted to distinguish themselves, so they began wearing matching suits, and they chose to dress as if they were wealthy hacienda owners. And hacienda is like a plantation or a large piece of land, someone very wealthy. So they decided they wanted to dress a little bit wealthier. That meant high pants, a short jacket, a giant bow right here. They wear their giant hats, and they usually had buckles going down each side of their pants. It was a very distinguished style, and they wanted to be distinguished. So the whole group would match up and dress up like wealthy landowners. And that's the uniform we know today as the mariachi traditional uniform. Mariachis, because like I said, they are a symbol of Mexico. So they are regularly performers at presidential events. They represent Mexico. When Mexico is going to another country, they often bring mariachi singers with them to just sort of boost that up, that spirit and that symbol of this is Mexico. Mariachis have a variety of instruments. Let me point out, in our little baby groups here, we have some form of a string, that's typical. Some kind of a trumpet, that's typical, and some kind of a violin. These are the three basics. You'll have different groups with various sizes of guitars. Sometimes, like these don't even have a violin. You'll see a variety of different things, but that's kind of typically what you'll see. A lot of good groups will also have el cajon, which is a box, and that's a percussion that you can beat on. So we have el cajon is also typical. So Mariachi Vargas, finally I want to tell you just a moment about Mariachi Vargas. They are the oldest mariachi group in history. You can still go and buy tickets to watch Mariachi Vargas today, but the group began in 1898. No, you're not watching 122-year-old men get up there and sing. This is a group that has been a rotating group. So they have old singers go, new singers come. It's just this rotation of singers, and it's almost like this christening of a mariachi singer. If you can be in Mariachi Vargas, even for a short time, and be a performer in that group, that springboards you onto a great future in mariachi, in the mariachi world. So Mariachi Vargas, very famous mariachi group. So guys, watch the videos below. I have 2 of them. One of them is a collection of mariachi singers. Actually, something to note, these are all men. Men, 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 men. Mariachi is traditionally a very male music. However, things have changed. We now have a lot of women that are singing mariachi. We have women singers. In the video that you see below, we have a traditional male musician group tocando, playing. I couldn't think in English. They're playing, tocando, the music, but they have in lead a variety of women mariachi singers. They put a group of them together, and it's a collection of songs. You'll hear a lot of traditional historic songs. It's beautiful. The women's dresses are gorgeous. The music's lovely. It's a longer video. Feel free to watch it. You can even put it on while you do homework. It's a video with a collection of traditional mariachi songs I want you to hear, but all with a woman's voice. The next video, a little bit shorter, talks a little bit about how women are breaking into the mariachi music scene. You'll see, it'll talk about a specific group of women, but there's lots of other groups. There's some amazing groups of women mariachi singers. So you can look up on YouTube, maybe that'll be a fun thing for you to just look up more about mariachi music, mariachi history, and seriously look at the women musicians. They're pretty great. One thing when I was learning more about mariachi that I learned was that it's a challenge sometimes for the musicians, because when they play a traditional song, they're used to having that male bass voice sing out, and in female mariachi they don't really have a bass voice, so they have to adjust the music a little bit, but it's still fabulous. So make sure to check some out and enjoy. So with that said and that done, let's carry on with our day. ¿Qué día? Ay, ¿qué día es hoy? Hoy es miércoles. A ver si puedes ver bien. Miércoles el 8 de abril. Hoy es miércoles el 8 de abril. Ayer fue 7, ¿sí? Martes el 7 de abril. Mañana será jueves el 9 de abril. Esa es la fecha. Hoy es el 8. And thank you very much for having spoken in Spanish in the form. I haven't seen any more April. It makes me very happy. Siguen en español. Keep going in Spanish. Siguen en español. Hoy es miércoles el 8 de abril. Ahora, clase, ¿qué tiempo hace? Uy, ¿qué tiempo hace? Veremos. Come with me outside. Let's see what the weather's like. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Hace sol. Y no veo nubes. Hace sol y mucha sol. Entonces hoy, sí, hoy hace sol o está soleado. No llueve, no nieva, no hay nubes, no veo nubes, no veo nubes. No hace frío, no hace fresco, está cálido. No hace calor tampoco, está cálido. Something to note as you're writing these sentences. We don't just use these words randomly. There's a reason why they're here. When I say ¿qué tiempo hace?, you can say hace sol. You would not say hace soleado. That's not a sentence. Hace sol. What's the weather doing? It's doing sun. Okay, hace sol is doing sun. Hace sol. Está soleado literally means it is sunny. This isn't saying it is. This is saying it is. So we have it's doing sun or it is sunny. These are different. Hace sol, está soleado. Just like over here, está nublado, it is cloudy, right? Hay nubes, it's making clouds. So it's making clouds or it is cloudy, right? Está cálido, it is warm, right? Here you're saying it's making cool. See how that's a little bit different. So we don't just say hace cálido, that doesn't make sense. We don't say hace soleado, it doesn't make sense. These are here, written for you to see, to learn, to practice. Write it down if you need to. Hace sol, está soleado. No hay nubes, no está nublado. Está cálido. These are phrases of how it's said and spoken in Spanish. Learn how to use these so you'll be more comfortable with them. That being said, palabra del día. Yay! Otra vez hoy tenemos un dicho. We have another saying today, un dicho en español. Camarón que se duerme se lo lleva la corriente. Camarón que se duerme se lo lleva la corriente. Famous saying. You do hear it in Spanish. It's also a famous saying in English. You might recognize it. Let's do some translations. I'll give you two again. First, the Google Translate, the exact translation of the words. Then we'll talk about what it means. Camarón, if you didn't know, is a shrimp. A little shrimp living in the sea. Little shrimp floating around. Camarón que se duerme. Duerme comes from the word dormir. You know the word dormir? To sleep. So duerme, shrimp, or the shrimp that sleeps. The shrimp that sleeps, right? The shrimp that sleeps, se lo lleva la corriente. La corriente is the current. Lo lleva is to carry it away, carries it away. Have you heard that phrase before? The shrimp that sleeps, the current carries it away? Famous? No, because it's not. It's not. This is just the direct translation of these words. But the meaning is translated into something you may be more familiar with, which is you snooze, you lose. Snooze, you lose. You might have heard that one. Camarón que se duerme, se lo lleva la corriente. You snooze, you lose. And that's a famous saying in Spanish. Next up we have el juramento. Vamos a recitar el juramento. ¿Listos? Sí, levántate. Sí, ¿listos? Y vamos. Yo juro fidelidad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. Muy bien, siéntense. And I want to clarify something. Yesterday I spoke and Friday I spoke about the persona especial. Let me clarify. I've had some emails. I want to make sure you guys relax. If you already came up in front of the classroom and spoke about yourself, you do not have to do this assignment. I have it recorded. You're good. But you know what? Do it anyway. I'd love to see you do it. You are welcome to do it. What this is a video of yourself answering 10 questions about yourself. The 5 that we always ask every week, and 5 more of your choice. You get to pick the questions and answer them. So this is not due till next week. Do not stress. I want you looking at that list of questions or thinking of your own, because you need to go through the 5 main questions and 5 additional questions, okay? You're going to respond to 10 questions. This will look different for everyone, okay? It's okay. Some of you may choose to maybe write it down on something behind you, even pieces of paper you can put the questions, and hold up the questions to the camera and then answer them. You can have someone in the video asking you the questions. That's okay. In Spanish, remember, everything must be in Spanish. Someone can ask you the questions. You can ask them to yourself. Someone can be off screen hollering out those questions for you to answer. It can look different for all of you. This is getting sent to me. Don't worry. I'm not like uploading it on YouTube. Okay, relax. This is for me and my own grading and to see you. I want to hear your voice. Some of you have mentioned you don't want to be on camera, and I can understand that. If that's a struggle for you, there is another place that you can go called Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is another program on the computer. You can go into Adobe Spark, and it will show you how to make a slideshow that you upload your slides, right? It's very, very, very easy. We used it at the university all the time. You upload the slides, and then it walks you through each slide, has a place you hit play, and you voice record with the slide. You hit play, you hit stop. Then what it does is it puts together this show of the slide with your voice saying something about yourself, and then it changes slide, and you telling about yourself, changes slide. It's very easy to use. That could be another way that you can do it. So I'm welcome to lots of ways. Be creative. Feel free to just have a picture and have your voice speaking in the background. I'm okay with that, but I want to hear you answering. I prefer to see you answering. So make a video, make a film. Again, communicate with me if you have questions. If you've already done this, you are not required. However, I would love for you to do it. It's a good challenge. It will help your language grow, and it will be a fun thing to do. So I encourage you to do it, but if you did it already, I do have it recorded, so relax. All right. Stay tuned. I have a couple of picture talks to go over with you, and then the form below. Enjoy your music today on Música Miércoles, and that is all. Ciao.